Hello everyone, how have you been? I am Teacher Kenneth and welcome to my class. This is Oral Communication in Context. Our lesson objectives for today are the following. Explains the nature of communication and discuss the process of communication. Communication is probably one of the greatest inventions the world has ever known. It is one of the most important activities of our day-to-day existence. It is the beginning of all relationships. Communication is life itself. But before we are going to delve in depth about our topic for today, let me show you some pictures about communication for better understanding. Please take a look at these pictures. So, what is communication? How do we define communication? There are many different definitions of communication that we can find in the internet or in the books. However, as a general definition of communication, it is a process of transmitting a message from one person to another to induce understanding. So, what is the nature of communication? Number one, it is a process. It is a process because it involves many different stages and phases. In fact, it is a cycle. Number two, it is interactive. It is interactive because it involves two or more persons in the exchange of ideas or messages. It is a two-way street. And number three, it is symbolic. It is symbolic because it utilizes verbal and non-verbal communication. Verbal communication may include written and spoken languages, while non-verbal communication may include gestures, facial expressions, movements, and even modes of dressing. Let's talk about the process and the various elements that are involved in the process. Letter A, the sender. The sender is the source of the message. Letter B, the listener. The listener is the recipient of the message being sent by the sender. Letter C, the message. These are opinions, feelings, or ideas that the sender wants to share to the receiver. And letter D, the channel. These are the transmitters. These come in the form of a dialogue, or a conversation, or a face-to-face dialogue, or a telephone conversation, or any forms of media like internet, Facebook, messenger, television, radio, or newspaper. Letter E, encoding and decoding. Encoding and decoding is the delivery of the message and how the message is being interpreted. And letter F, that's the context. The context is the environment or the place where the conversation transpires. Letter G, the feedbacks. These are reactions, responses, or stimuli as a result of the interpretation of the message. And letter H, barriers or the noise. There are two kinds of noise, the external noise and the internal noise. External noise are something that we can hear or we can see. These are the physical noise. Examples are the blowing of the horns, thunderstorms, lightnings, or any actions that the listener may be distracted. And of course, the internal noise is something that is intrinsic. These are in the forms of emotions, or feelings, or pains, or any psychological entanglements. And this wraps up our discussion about the nature and process of communication. In our next lesson, we will be talking about the functions of communication. And so, before I end, let us remember that communication is the most important tool in making the world go round. Once again, I am Teacher Kenneth saying happy learning and have a great day.